Damn, I Wish I Had Planted That, in which we talk about something that's looking fabulous in our respective gardens right now, which is the end of May. My plant is not overwhelming. So let me go first so you can wow them with yours. It's just a
Wait
plant
a
I
minute,
really like.
what now?
I love
Well,
this
I'm
plant.
talking you need to go back to the books and find another one then. I
No, I'm
want
not going to.
nothing but shock and awe
This
for
is
Damn
not
I
shock and awe,
Wish.
but this is shock and awe because you might not know about this plant, and it's a very cool plant. It's called Iris Tectorum. Do you grow it?
Oh, no, that's totally okay. I love that plant.
I love
Roof
that
iris,
plant.
Japanese roof iris.
It's
Yes.
so cool.
Talk about it, please. Wax
Okay,
poetic
thank you,
about it.
thank you.
100%.
The other reason that you might have protested but stop because you already gave me the good go ahead is that it already bloomed. It blooms in late April or early May for me. But I did this intentionally. It blooms a beautiful white. I grow the alba. There's a purple one. The alba has these yellow crested irisy things, but they're more spread out than a regular bearded iris. They're flatter and more spread out, and the purple one has sort of a white cresty thing in the middle. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. But I really grow it for the foliage, and it is the first and only iris I've ever seen that, first of all, does very well in shade, and secondly, is close to, but not really. It's kind of a medium, but to almost, if you use your imagination, lime green iris foliage. It's quite a light green.
You're right. I've been terrified because I got a virus on mine. I have some purple that came with the property, was here. And it was first I'd ever grown it. And I loved it. And the fact that it was in this dappled shade, and what do you mean you're blooming and you're an
Right.
iris? And it was just spreading along. And then I moved some of it down to the sunnier part of my garden. And it promptly got some sort of virus that just hit all of them. And I had to completely remove it from there.
Oh,
But in the meantime, Pam Harper, the garden writer who passed away a few years ago, gave me some of that beautiful alba. And it is finally, after 4 years, it doesn't usually take that long, folks, but
no.
I had
What's
some
wrong
little
with you?
tiny pieces. I don't know. I'm just not talented. It has come into its own this year, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm with Leslie. This is a great plant to get if you don't have it. It's not a named cultivar. It's not
No.
a it's a plants without press. It's a pass along
It's a
plant.
pass along plant, and actually, that's part of the story. So the first time I saw it was in a client's garden, and she had an Asian garden. She had all the bits. She had the fabulous weeping dwarf cornice, and she had these fabulous evergreens, and she had lots of the tiny, tiny Mondo grass knitting things together. Knitting. I keep saying knitting, and I don't know how to knit. Anyway, I thought, "Oh my goodness, I love this plant. It is so gorgeous." It is smaller than the German iris foliage. It's only about 12 inches tall, but it was growing in shade and it was blooming in shade. But I did have to edit it. And guess what? When you go to edit it, you're going to remove some because roof iris is Iris tectorum. Tectorum in Latin means of the roof. And so this is a very shallow rooted plant. I've never seen it growing on a roof, but it has very shallow roots. So, for instance, if you're like, "Oh, I better deadhead that so I'll get more flowers next year. Let me just pick that flower." Do not pick.
Pulls the whole plant out of the ground.
Exactly. Get the secateurs.
Yeah.
How many plants do you run into? There are a few. We should probably do a one more sip on this. Plants that do well in dry shade. This is a sharp drainage plant. It looks fabulous and lights up the area in shade, and it's happy, and it's an iris, and it's in shade. So I undersold. I think I over-delivered, didn't I?
You totally over delivered. I love that plant. And yeah, nothing more to be said besides grow it, find
Grow it,
it.
find it, and grow it.
Yeah, grow it, find it, plant swap it. Mine is a big, blousy, beautiful rose, which is a true damn I wish I planted it because I saw it in someone else's garden and went, damn, I wish I planted that. And I did. This is Buff Beauty, which I have always thought of as a climber. It's a 8 to 10 foot climber, but it can also be grown sort of shrubby. And actually, the friend who had it, she used to have a party called, was it Days of Wine and Roses? Oh, I'm trying to remember because she was so into roses, and she'd have this rose party in the middle of the summer. It was so beautiful. And this is the one that stood out to me because it was a beautiful salmon color, very deep, rich in the middle of the rose. I don't know my rose terminology real well. I know that it's not a quartered rose. And I know it's not a hybrid tea. I know it's a hybrid or not a hybrid musk. It's a hybrid musk rose, but it has that lighter outside, the darker inside, and against a black fence, which is where I had it and had. That's a tragic story I want to talk about in a moment. It absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning rose if you're looking at it, and very well behaved, took really well to pruning. And when you think about the fact that you can just put it in the back of a border and let it sort of do its thing or put it up on something, I mean, you can't really go wrong with this. The scent, it's there. There is a scent. It smells good, but it's not, just because of the scent. It's really because of the beautiful blossoms. And when it wasn't blossoming, it had a very strong, very good foliage without a lot of disease problems until dum dum dum. Rosette
Oh, I remember this
came
story.
to town, and I ignored it. Oh, I'm looking at a deer going on the other side of my deer fence right now.
How jolly. Cheers,
Sorry.
dear.
Cheers to that. So I ignored it for a couple years, which is probably stupid, but sometimes smart because this rose actually, its new growth is very red at first, and that's one of the hallmarks of Rosette as well, is very red, really red growth, but also those witches' brooms. That sort of is a congested growth, and I'd sort of apologize for it. I became a buff beauty apologist.
One of
No,
those.
it's probably okay. 2 years in, it was obvious. It's Rosette, and it had to come out, and that was a very hard thing to take a mature rose that otherwise is in a perfect place that you've gotten to that point. And I intend to grow it again, I'm just can't grow it there. And I'm just sort of watching other roses in my garden and seeing if we've got an issue here or if we're okay. I have a lot of multiflora rose around me in the surrounding area. And multiflora rose is a, I don't know if they're considered a vector, if I've got my terminology wrong. The aphid that goes from rose to rose, it will vector this from that
Disease.
rosette, yeah, from that multiflora to others. So we'll see. We'll see. But buff beauty, guys, if you want a beautiful climber that's very well behaved and very beautiful, yeah,